Hey guys, Vern's here, back with another Supercoach video. This time, the Round 11 review. Look, I'm going to probably speed run through this a little bit just because I did do a recording for a bit and then I kept having pop-ups, and we know from last week where they were just very loud, it was very annoying. I did realize that, yes, I need to turn the desktop audio off because I can't have y'all going through that again because that was very painful last week. So probably going to speed run a bit here, so sorry in advance for that. I did actually move this week, so Thursday I took off work, Friday I took off work, I ended up being basically moving all the way until right now. Sort of just had a shower, sat down. We still got plenty of stuff to unbox, move around the house, rearrange, but everything's at least here, and we can worry about that over the next however long. So yes, the background will probably change for you a bit there. I'm probably going to put up some anime posters and stuff, so you'll enjoy that. I hope so. But this is how it's sort of going to look moving forward. So, Supercoach wise, sorry, just really quickly on that note, actually that's the reason we didn't have a trades video this week. I was so busy, and trades completely changed once we saw like Baz was out. So obviously we looked at Mills originally, but then I sort of thought about it harder. Baz had a low break even, Bont had a low break even. These guys are going to be F4 at minimum. You have to have them in your side, and they're not going to be any cheaper than what they are right now, sort of thing. At least that's how I felt. Obviously, Bont, I thought going in the West Coast was potential 130 to 160. Dropped to 96 and didn't really move too much in price, so not really someone I had to grab right now, unfortunately. But you know what? I've got him in the team, and he's going to be, as I said, F4 minimum, sort of moving forward. So no problem with that. He's there. It's all good. Yes, there could have been better trades, but we'll just accept that. So team-wise, yep, 23-06, not a good week, not a good week. I think what's been really punishing and really frustrating is to see people like Butters, 3-round average of 108. That's nuts. That's nuts, and we moved him on 3 weeks ago, so we've missed that 108 3-round average. And look, we played well early where premiums underplayed, and we held them, and we picked these guys for a reason. We know they're good. And Butters, unfortunately, I got cold feet with, and I thought, is he really a premium? And even if he is a premium, is he a keeper at the end of the day? I thought at the end of the day he wasn't going to be a keeper. Same with Cogs. I thought their versatility of going 30, 120, 50, 120, 70, 120 just wasn't enough to keep them up with the big dogs that, you know, have been stepping up their game. That forward line looks like it's going to be probably a 108 to 107 minimum to be top 6, and that's probably me undershooting it. So I didn't think they were going to be able to do that, especially with how they were performing. I moved them on, and then of course Cogs 140 and an 85, and then Butters, as I said, the 108 3-round average. Terribly punishing, and definitely the wrong play. I mean, hindsight, it's 2020. We knew Butters was going into North. We knew we'd have a big game there. Essendon usually has a big game on, but Geelong, I thought Geelong would maybe be a 50 game, and I thought, as I mentioned, you know, who cares if he gets a 120, drops a 50, gets a 120, drops a 50, or has a bye. You know, it's not a big deal. But he's come out with 3 tons in a row and very much punished us. So very frustrating. You know, you live, you learn. I guess just got to hold your premiums and pray next time. But look, he was going to go eventually, I think. I mean, look, 108 average is technically F6 plus, as I sort of just said. So he could still be a keeper for those that did hold him. I just got to hope that he has a few more 50 games in there to justify me moving him on. So, yeah, season rank, 7,093. We dropped 2,935 places. It really sucks that we kind of detracted the last few weeks' hard work because we just didn't quite make the right trades. A lot of our pod premiums just had terrible games. Pendlebury, Heaney, Lipinski didn't have a good game. Bont was only the 98-6. Not very good, honestly. Yeah, just wasn't great, unfortunately. So we took a lot of damage this week. Lost all 10 leagues, as you can see. So that's a good sign that we had a bad week if you lose all your leagues. But yeah, DPP, all switching around. That's going to be dope as hell. So we saw Short obviously got mid. Doesn't really matter because he's a defender. Let's be honest here. He's going to stay in our defense the entire season. We're not moving him to midfield, but I guess it adds that bit of flexibility. Obviously, Baz and Bonk got that forward status. They have to be forward keepers. You have to get them in your team. We got absolutely I don't like using that phrase, so I'm not going to use it, but super lucky with Baz going out. So I was going to bring Baz in. I chose against it because he was out from illness. That's purely it. Other than that, I would have brought Baz in. And it's just one of those things where, as I said, if I let him play and he went up another 40k, and then I wasn't going to get him a week before he's bye, and he went up another 20, 30k, all of a sudden I'm paying 600k for Baz when I could get him for like 550 or whatever he is. So we got very lucky with Baz not playing and punishing those that had him, because I mentioned it a few weeks ago. A lot of these top players brought Baz in as a value pick because he was just breaking out at a very cheap price, and I think he was like started at probably 450k or something, even close to 500, whatever it is. He's still at a 110 average. That's 600k plus, so he was a massive value pick, and anyone that had him was just crushing. And him missing this week is massive, because the whole point of bringing him in as a value pick was you're going to have to flip him at your buys, because he was, not really a great M8, not a bad M8, but not a great M8. So you'd flip him at his buys and you'd move him on for an uber premium M8 player. Him getting forward DPP, all of a sudden you don't have to waste that trade, because now he's the best forward in the league. And it was just very annoying to see everyone that brought him in and already got so much value out of him get so much more value. So him missing this week is exactly what us non-owners needed. Whew, sigh of relief there. Sigh of relief. Obviously, Bont unfortunately didn't do us well, but that happens. Darcy Cameron got ruck DPP. We all knew that was coming in. And McComb also got mid DPP, got forward DPP, which is really nice, because it just means we can move them around, a bit more flexibility, and it's really good for rookies to just have that. So awesome. Let's jump into it. Let's look at it. Let's see everything that went wrong off this awful, awful week. So we'll start it off with Hewitt, 118. What a machine. This guy really, really strutting his stuff. Dawson, 104. We take that. I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but because of my move, I only saw the Friday night game and the Collingwood game. So I don't really have too many comments on how people performed outside of those two games. I'm assuming they just did what they did. They do what they do every week. Crisp, 97. Actually, kind of felt like he was underscored. I feel like that man did a lot of work. How good was it to see the Pies get up as well? Oh my goodness. I was having Geelong flashbacks and really sweating there for a minute. So it was so nice to get over the line this week. Freo last week, Carlton this week. It's really funny considering, top 5 teams. I think all the teams that are 7-3, I think they are, might be 8-3. St Kilda, Freo, and Carlton. Collingwood topped them all, so that's a nice one. Short, 85, awesome. I say awesome, but it really isn't. This man was just pumping out 130s non-stop when he was the back line. He was the release man. He was getting every kick out, and he was just gobbling up Supercoach points. Him moving the midfield, maybe it's better for Richmond overall, but it has kind of actually hurt us Supercoach owners, which really sucks. Hopefully those non-owners of Short, because he was highly owned early, jumped on him earlier in the season because he was a must-have, and we're not getting and there's not too many non-owners that are punishing us right now. Pendle, 62. Super annoying. What I will say is I'm going to play super aggressive in these buys. I've got to make ground back up, and the best place to do it is the buys at the end of the day. There's a lot of room to make it. There's a lot of people that didn't plan for their buys. They're only going to maybe have 16 people on field, and we can make up a lot of ground by having 20 each week if we can, trade aggressively. So Pendles, he is going to get flipped for Stewart when I get to Pendles buy. That's the plan there. Unfortunately, that's going to be at least 100k, so I'm going to have to try and make sure I've got money for that. This week, I'm not really going to be, as you can see, my team's super set for round 12 buy. Super set. We got plenty of players. I'm going to be honestly moving players to bank cash so that I can make upgrades in the other weeks. Dacos, 59, also super painful. Obviously, we had McCartan and DeConning on the bench. I'm sure a lot of you were sitting there like, oh, why didn't you put McCartan or DeConning on the field? I don't know. I guess I just wanted to believe in Dacos. Going to be a competitive game. Could be down backline a lot the ball. Actually wasn't. So he could be getting a lot of those, a lot of kicks through those chains. But yeah, just didn't really happen. Unfortunately, I could have technically brought Nod back in. So obviously I still had Nod last week, Odrizzy. And when I saw McCartan score, I thought, well, I can move Dacos on, bring Nod in, and bank that 75 and guarantee some points. And then I thought, wait, is it really worth 20 points, assuming Dacos has a bad week? I honestly thought 60 at least, so 15 was probably more realistic. 15 points to keep a non-playing player on field or to keep Dacos as cover through the buys. And I thought, you know what? It's probably not worth it. So we're going to keep Dacos. And that's why we kept him. But yeah, McCudden and DeConning, 75 apiece on the bench. Really funny considering they got 85 apiece last week. So yeah, those two really in sync. Loving it. They're generating so much cash, looking so good. They're going to be really good to flip on their buys for lots of money and easy upgrades. Yeah, jumping down to the midfield. Clary, 113. Not bad. Not bad. Yeah, didn't see the game. So 113's okay. Neil, 164. I did not see this coming. GWS, the team that loves to tag, the team that's double tagged, the team that you will usually shut down your superstar. Let Neil get away with a 164. And Brisbane get over the line as well in a very close game. I did pay attention to those scores a bit. I remember I was quite tired at the time, so I think maybe I watched a quarter of that game because we're taking a bit of a break. But crazy out of Neil. Somebody I didn't have the balls to put the C on. The other thing here, I guess, to mention is that I had Bruce as the only non-playing player. So I had to put somebody from the first game, the Hawthorn-Sydney game, as a VC, as to why Parker took it. And then I basically had to go for a straight C if it didn't work out. 116, I thought there was better on the field. Obviously, we'll just quickly jump to McRae and Bonds. Going into West Coast, and Baz not playing too. I'm thinking, okay, West Coast, they're going to score a lot of points. It's going to be great. Baz not playing, that means that he's not eating up all those points, meaning there's even more points for McRae and Bond to snap up. But it ended up being Dunkley and just got punished even harder again, which really, really sucked. Laird, 118, awesome. Yeah, not bad, not bad. I'm actually going to look at the Laird VC this week into West Coast. That is the plan, so that's going to be fun. Miller, 109. He's definitely underperformed so far, but we'll take the 109 considering he's 50 last week. I was hoping for a bit of a bigger bounce back, but oh well. Cripps, 114. He had the 70 last week and the 70 the week before, so bouncing back wasn't bad. He did do a lot of rucking again, and he gave away multiple free kicks in the ruck, so that would have really hurt his scoring. I'm not liking him in there. He's not getting the hit outs. Nearly every time he's in there, he's not winning the hit out advantage, so he's not getting us any Supercoach points, and then a quarter of the time he's giving away a free kick. So he's just losing points in the ruck. So they need to get him out of there. I get it, Pitnet is not there, but you have DeConning, you have Silvani. Why? just a simple question, why? Greg Clark bounces back with a 72. Nice. Definitely take that. McComb, who gets the forward DPP, awesome, 63. Carroll came on as a medical sub and didn't really do too much. 15 actually went down in price. I guess, I don't know. I honestly just don't know with Carroll. Because right now, it's one of those things where if he's going to be playing as a medical sub, or if he's not even going to get named, then he's not worth having in the team over the buys. So do we move him on? But then what am I going to make? 50k off him? That's nothing. That's useless. That's not going to do anything. So super frustrating to see him doing that. Cooper Stevens, 46. Hey, cool. He was who he brought in because he looked really good when he had played. Geelong got up in their game. I don't even remember who Geelong versed, but I'm hoping he gets another game this week. That would be awesome. That was kind of the reason we brought him in. We thought, look, we just need him to get 2 games before he's by, and he's done his job. So hopefully he gets named again. Darcy. Woo! The 141, the man comes back strong. So we had that 50, but we had the 131 and the 141. This is why we wanted this man in our team. He's got this ceiling. I didn't have the balls to see him into Gawn. He did have the Gawn-Luke Jackson matchup. Freo get up on it. Yes, May went down injured, and then they also had Petrie out injured for a period of time, so they were very exposed in the defense. But yeah, Darcy, awesome score. Yeah, big pod for us. Loving that one. Just unfortunate we had to tank that 50, but it's okay. Bruce not named again. Many question marks here. Do we have to move him now? Because if he's not playing after his bye again, like what? I'm really hoping he is. I'm going to hold him. The plan is to get English in there. I want to get English into the forward line and Wits into the ruck, but I think I have more priority on English. I'm thinking with English, he's come back from the injury. He dropped the 160. It looked awesome. You know what? He's got one more game and then a bye. So it's probably best to let him have that one more game considering he's just fresh off injury. Yes, he's going to skyrocket in price and be very annoying to get an extra 40k up, but we're going to let him do that. We're going to let him rest it up on the bye, and then we're going to grab him on the week after. That's at least the plan. Hopefully that works out. Yeah, even if he ends up in the forward line for that week and Proust ends up on field, that will be fine. Because we're probably going to flick Darcy into the ruck this week. Hayes, 61, cool. He's done his job. I'm pretty sure he's just like done with his cash. We're going to probably move him on this week. Flick Cameron into the ruck position and put him on field for Bruce. And then hopefully we can get a rookie to cover elsewhere. Dunkley, 143. Massive score. Awesome. Captained the wrong doggy. No more to say. Brody, 105. Look at that. He's jumped on top of Parker for price. That's crazy. That is mental. We got this man for 200k at the start of the year. And he is 552. 105 average. That man. Parker, 116. I thought he was playing well enough to get higher than that. Mills got the 117 who we're looking at bringing in. So, look, we didn't really lose too much on the Mills-Bont play. Yeah, Cameron, 93. I wanted him to, like, I'm actually surprised he got that. I didn't think he was going to get close to that. He got scaled up a lot at the end, I'm pretty sure. Because Cox was doing a lot of the rucking, and Cox was kind of popping off. It was awesome to see as a Collingwood fan. But yeah, because of that, it was actually, I feel, Hurst and Cameron. I feel like if Cox wasn't there, then he was looking at probably a 120 plus score. But Cox had some great moments. I don't know if he would have won if he wasn't there. So very happy to have him there. But yeah, Cox did a lot of the rucking as well. So kind of capped Darcy's ceiling, unfortunately. Darcy Cameron's ceiling, unfortunately. Heaney, 53. Super frustrating. We are going to keep him, and we are going to probably stick him into the F7, M9 rotation and just use him on his big weeks. Lipinski, 97. Kind of really sad here. He actually is usually such a big accumulator, and he didn't have big accumulation this week. He was running hard, and I saw him at full forward at multiple times, and I don't know if that's because he ran so hard that he just got to full forward, or if he was parked at full forward. I don't know what was happening there, but he was at full forward a few times. He obviously kicked 2 goals, both of them, one round the corner after a mark from side bottom, and one on the run after a hard hand pass from Adams, which was good. Both round the corner kicks, good kicks. He probably got scaled down a lot though at the very end of the game when it's super tight and they kick the ball in, and he's the one-on-one in the goal square, and he gives away the free. Man, if he didn't give away the free and he managed to kick that goal instead, that's probably like a 25 to 30 point swing, considering it's in like the last minute and a half and it's a 6-point game or whatever it was, 5-point game. That would have been insane. That would have been crazy. So he would have probably pushed like a 110. So I don't know how many points he lost at the end there, but he probably lost a fair few giving that away, which really sucks. He also had that holding the ball where his head was getting clamped by, I think Newman's legs. It's kind of funny, but yeah, Lipinski always giving away the free kicks. He works so hard. He gets to the space. He doesn't land a tackle. Super annoying. And then gives away free kicks, which frustrating. Also very frustrating. Roses comes out with the 64. Awesome. Rioli, 36. Went down in price again. Yes, him and Carroll. I think Rioli is more likely to play throughout the buys, but at the same time, I don't know if he will. Kind of want to just get him out of my team as well. So, very annoying. Very annoying. Lots to do, lots to move around. What I did want to look at is, as I mentioned, next week I want to bring in Sinclair. Super unfortunate. We knew it was still going down. There was a good chance Sinclair was going to pop off, but we thought we should wait a week and just see how it affects him. Drops to 138. Looked fantastic, but then it's like, look, he's got his bye the week after, so we're not going to bring him in this week, even though it's against North. Drops to 140, which is kind of expected. Unfortunate, honestly. So Sinclair's crazy high in price now. We're going to bring him in after his bye this week. So right now we just need to make cash. So how are we going to make cash? We're going to have to move on these expensive rookies that have already made their money. We don't really have many of them for this bye round, though. Carroll, unfortunately, I think maybe someone that goes. I think we definitely move on Hayes. He's definitely out. Cameron comes in and takes Pruce's spot, and then we need, well, Roses can come onto the field there. But let's just see. We need break-even rookies. Who have we got? I'm pretty sure a lot of them have the blue. Yeah. A lot of them have the blue. Joel Jeffrey's been playing absolutely amazing, and also into North. But I don't know if I'm bringing him in for one game. I don't know if he's going to keep making that money. And he's just so expensive. I'm not really making much cash off getting in a 188k player. So, not really someone I want because of that. He would have actually been amazing last week. I don't know why I didn't jump on him, actually. Jumped on Cooper Stevens instead. I don't think I could actually. No, I could have, because if I didn't have Cooper Stevens, I could have flicked a Rioli up into here, and then I could have banked a Joel Jeffrey. I guess I made mistakes there. As I said, I was moving houses and stuff. I was in a bit of a rush. I sort of just looked at it, made my quick changes, and yeah. Fortunately, clearly made a mistake there, missing Joel Jeffrey. Super, super painful. I just don't know who we're getting in then. Nothing looks good. Let's just flick the Koning down for a bit. Let's see if there's anyone on the back line. I mean, if Cleary gets named, cool, but if he doesn't, there's nothing else really here either, which is super painful. So let's flick him up there. Let's flick down McComb. Even in the midfield, there's not really anything. This is super frustrating, and we don't want to bring in non-playing players yet because we want the cover throughout the buys. Oh, my goodness, that's annoying. Owens played this week. Dropped an 89. Wow. Cool. Cool. Considering you got a 2 in round 1. I'm pretty sure that's what he just dropped this round. Total score and average. Yeah, that's definitely what it is. Yeah, I'm just not sure where we're going here. Is there anyone in the ruck line I could actually bring in? So let's say I did keep Cameron. There's no playing rucks that are cheap that I want, right? Nah, there's no playing rucks. I thought I'd check. Why not? Just take a cheeky gander. Yeah, let's move Cameron there. I mean, Joel Jeffrey's going to be a good pickup. Is he going to make 150 more K from here? Even then, am I going to move him on from here? Very frustrating. DPP swing would be great too. I mean, I'd love it if Cleary was playing. I think that'd be the best option here. But I'm also thinking, as I said, do I really want to move on Carroll or something too? I could technically move on Carroll, move Rioli up, bring in Joel Jeffrey, move DeConning down, bring in Cleary. Apparently that's all 3 trades. Okay, sure, whatever. It only banks 187k. It's not much money at the end of the day for next week. I want more money. We're going to flick these guys on field, just see how the team looks. This is probably how we're going to just leave it for now, and I'll update us with the trades video in the week. This time I should have time to do it in the week. We actually have so many playing here that we have an emergency in that role. We slip on Cameron, so we get all the playing players there. And then we have so many in the forward as well. Look at that, crazy. DeConning's been playing way too well, so, but into doggies. Oh, Joel Jeffrey is into North. That is Roses. I am not putting Roses on the field. So it doesn't look too bad. We have everyone playing on field, so we have 22 players, plus technically emergencies. That's kind of dope. I'm thinking of also Laird into Miller. Yeah, into North, that'll be pretty big. North sometimes like the tag, but I don't see them stopping him. And I also think Laird could pop off. We have all these buy players as well that, hey, if someone pops off, what do? We just flick Cameron on like this. Technically, I could just leave it like this, actually. And then, yeah, Laird goes off, proves the C, bank the score. Nice and easy with this. But yeah, our round 12 buy, we have plenty of team. And as I said, what we plan is Sinclair next week, and also getting in, because McComb should max out in cash. He should be good. We should check these guys out, actually. Who's kind of done? Who's kind of cooked their goose already? McComb will still make some money, which is nice. Dacos has cooked his, but we'll keep him for cover. McCartan and DeConning are still going to make some money. A little bit of money, but not much. Um, yeah, probably the other guys we moved on, I'm pretty sure had terrible break evens, so we'll leave that at that. Rioli apparently still has a good break even, so I guess he could still make us some money. Sure. So I don't think this is too bad like this. I think this looks like a pretty nice setup. Yes, we're going to have to move on, I think, McCartan next week. We can get Sinclair in the back line. We can move on to Conning 2. Just make some money with that. And then that helps us flip McCone into Parrish next week. So we get Parrish and we end up with Sinclair, which will be super nice. That'll finish up our midfield base. Oh, does it finish up our midfield? No, it leaves one more spot left in mid. Finishes up our defense line. We already have a billion too many forwards. The following week after that, the plan is to then be flipping Pendles to Stewart. We will then look at getting... we would love Baz if Baz is back at that point. We'd also love to get in English. So we definitely want to get English in after that. So flip Pendles. That's not going to be too much money making the upgrade there. We kind of want to finish our midfield though. So who comes in next week after that? Technically, Mills could come in, and his run after his bye was pretty nice towards the end of the season, so we can look at Mills after that. Mills has a massive break even this week, so that's positive. But yeah, we would definitely want to get Baz and English as well, which then does beg the question, do we flip Brody at his bye? Someone that's been so good, 5 coming back, could change everything. Heaney, I want to keep as an F7, M9 loop, but maybe he ends up going instead. I think Lipinski definitely goes, actually. So I think we definitely side with Pendles, side with Lipinski. We move on Dacos. There's a lot of money in those guys, but I need to make more money elsewhere as well. And then maybe we move another rookie down. Oh, technically I could move Proust to English in that round. No, I shouldn't do that in that round because I can move English into the ruck technically and have my rucks playing. Yeah, we'll find someone else in that round. But that's basically my buy planning moving forward. Super aggressive. It's going to eat up a lot of buys. We have 12 left. We're going to use 3 trades next week, potentially 4 the week after. That'll leave us with 5. And technically we would still need to get one more mid with if I do it that aggressively, which I kind of want to do because I'm not going to make any traction if I don't play super aggressive in this situation. Hopefully someone else can make some genuine cash. Oh no, then I could always flip Proust. I kind of want to flip Proust to Wits later on too. We could see how it goes. I could technically flip Proust to Mills later on, so hopefully that's not too much. Maybe a 1 trade if I have money. And then maybe flipping Cameron to English. Sorry, Cameron to Wits, which I'm assuming is at least going to be at least 3 for those, at least, maybe 4. That leaves me with 1 trade, maybe 2 trades left. Hyper aggressive, and it leaves me no room for error in the future. No room for people getting really injured at all. But I'm at the point where, as we said, what's the point of playing if I'm not going to play to win? Yeah, I might lose some leagues if I, end up losing players in the back end of the season. But I think this is the only way we really make a catch on the rest of the pack. And I think this honestly could work out. This is where a lot of traction can come from in these buys, and I'm really keen to give it a crack. So yeah, look, everyone, thank you for sticking around. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing for those that have. Even just showing up and watching these weekly videos, these big rants. I know this is a big week, so probably a lot of people watching me rant about this and my decisions moving forward. I hope it helps you with your buy plannings moving forward. As I said, honestly, be aggressive in them. If you haven't planned for it already, if you're playing for leagues, honestly, leagues, you don't really care about the buy rounds. You just prioritize what team you want at the end of the day. I guess you can prioritize the buy rounds if you're sitting on the cusp of making finals in your leagues and you want to. Maybe you've got a league with mates and you're sitting around 10th or 9th and you really need these buy wins to help push into the finals sort of run. Then, feel free to play aggressive in them. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, everyone. And I hope to catch you next video. Later.